Hiya, this is the second time I've done this video. Apparently I have no space, so see how long this lasts. Now, okay, this video is going to be sort of like people that is going to come on this channel that don't know about the targeting program and want to know my experience of it, because there's a lot of bullshit online about the targeting program. People who stated they've been targeted have not been targeted at all, and I want to give you a gist of what the targeting program is. Plus, this is sort of an introduction because the next few videos I'm going to upload, there's loads of them, it's going to be on the beast and how they've outed themselves. Okay, targeting program, as I get it, is organisations, and I'm going to say West Midlands Police, Douglas Council were my first organisations that were involved, but it's a worldwide programme. So like the Freemasons involved, there's a person at Derby Council that's involved in the targeting programme. And the targeting programme, basically, the main core of it, which people rarely discuss, even though they keep saying that it's targeted mainly at women, they don't discuss why it's targeted mainly at women. The core of the targeting programme is sexual deviance. That's the very core of the targeting programme. Infant, child and adult rape is the core. Over the last, say, month or so, I've had information that's been confirmed by my family. You can put up videos if you want to know who my family are, about child rapists being involved in my targeting. There's videos on this site, so go back and you can see my family confirm about this, about there being beasts who are filmed. Now, part of the reason why I filmed them, like I say, it's the psychological aspect of the programme, is to sort of make you uneasy, on edge all the time, to instill you with anxiety, to instill you with fear. And to do that, they sort of set themselves up. So if I'm doing a washing, if I'm out in the street, just go and make a drink. Also, it'll make the noise pollution. I'm going to put that down in there. There'll be people that are involved, like the dog at number 30, the one with the portal. Again, go and look back. If you're new to this, it'll just happen to be coming out just as I'm going in the kitchen. About a minute about me being in the kitchen, just happened to make some loads of noise. Anyway, so just happened to get these people, these fucking beasts. But once this chappie was walked past me, this has not come to me before, I got the impression, a psychic impression about what his thoughts were. And his thoughts were he was going to molest a child, a girl, around 7 or 8 years of age, long dark hair, brown hair. That was my impressions, and I thought, it's just, and it was very strong that he'd done it that day, or he was thinking of doing it. That was his fantasy. That's the energy that was surrounding him, and I kept ignoring it. And the creature beast, because like I say, right at the beginning of my targeting, they fantasise, and that say they are West Midlands Police and Douglas Council, etc., about child rape and child and infant rape. Okay, so they kept sort of, to me, a fantasy. To break me was one of the fantasies was raping a little girl. So a police officer, and Sylvia, the female of the rapist, Paul, I told you sexual deviance all the way, was raping a black girl, a little black child, sort of like 7 or 8 years old. And then a sole white police officer with his just hand on an infant being about 4 or 5 months old, something like that, stated that if you rape an infant, they don't feel it, they don't hurt. It doesn't hurt them. Anyway, that's when I called. There's a lot of things involved, and that's when I sort of like knew, if you sort of believe that there's a higher power, that's when I called on my higher powers to sort of block and protect me from hearing what they were saying. Lo and behold, sort of years later, throughout the year, sort of focused on my one of my grandchildren's genitals, got a recording of that, male and a female, until recently, where sort of like I've sort of been inflooded with information about child molesters. Now, they occasionally used to say, Brian's a child molester, number 30, too. And he was part of the stalking programme as well. And I sort of ignored them because, like I say, they do it to headbutt me. And he is. Asked my family. And he is. Anyway, there's a plethora. I want you to sort of check, if nobody sort of check West Midlands attitude towards sex offenders and people that reported that have been affected by some kind of sex crime. Go and look at West Midlands polices. Go and look at the papers. Not all the papers, some of them are frightened. The Birmingham Mail, for fuck's sake. Anyway, but go and look at their reports that there's an increase in sex offenders in the local area by over 50%, the highest increased in an area in England, in the UK. And go and look at what they're saying when they sort of talk about supporting victims, vulnerable people that have reported being sex offences against them, like stalking or rape, etc., or abuse. And now they haven't got the funding for that, but they've got the funding to accommodate sex offenders in the area. Another sex offender is the woman in the red coat, one of the dregs. Don't you seen her? Have a look. And like I say, I'm going to get my family to confirm this, but there's quite a few sex offenders, senior officers. Again, my family have confirmed this to me, but like I say, I'm going to move away from that. When I show you the lights, all the filming that I'm going to do regarding my family, it's going to be naming who. So I'm going to say, is this person involved? And get my family to confirm or deny. I'm going to get my family to confirm or deny if they've got entity attachment. All of them. I fucking swear to God, I've got demons attached, entities attachments. And all of them, or most of them, I say 75%, are either complicit in sexual assaults or sexual abuse, either to an adult, infant or child, or they're actually taking part. When I got sort of information from my family saying this film with them, so the senior council officers, employees, like, what's his name, Patrick Haley, and the new crime commissioner, fuck you now, Simon Foster. There's not an MP, a Dudley MP, who's not aware of this targeting programme. There's not an MP that doesn't know my situation. In fact, there's not a Dudley Council employee that's not aware of my situation. Okay. Like, do you know, you're crapping yourself, because I'm looking at it, don't go off, don't bloody go off. Anyway, so there's quite a few people are aware, quite a few people are involved, organisations are involved, like I said, the companies that are involved. I'm going to give you an example of one company or one person in a company that's involved. Right, because I'm new to the area, like last 10 years, and moved here because of suicide, family, most of the family have died, etc., etc. So I was moved here to Birmingham. Now, I can tell by my accent, if you're from the UK, we've got a sort of a northern accent, a Midlands accent, not West Midlands, but East Midlands. And I grew up in Derby, and I spent most of my life in Derby. So I applied to go onto the Derby housing list, and I was accepted. And the reason I gave was because of the bullshit with the targeting. So I sort of said on this application, it's to do with serious stress and harm. And I listed that the Dudley Council involved, I listed that the police involved, and I sort of gave them a link to all the letters that are involved, that Dudley Council have mysteriously disappeared from the system, disappeared from the IPC system, disappeared from West Midlands police system, all the letters, and I sort of like posted that in my application, saying that no risk of serious harm. And I was accepted onto the list, and this was back in February. I was accepted, and because of my situation, they put me on in priority and believe in my story. They said, you did all you can. I followed all the guidelines, anybody knows. I'm reporting and being stalked, trying to make a statement. Just say, talking really fast, make myself thirsty. Anyway, so this is sort of like part of my original email. Hope you can read that. Can you see that? I don't know. Anyway. A few weeks ago, a Zoe Drummond, a senior housing register. So because I've not lived in Derby for 3 out of the last 5 years, or not got any close family members in living in Derby, that was taken off the list. And this is it. Many thanks. Right, to get all that. It's showing backwards. I don't know how long. You can read that, okay. So I wrote back to her saying, oh, I would like you to reconsider, blah, blah, blah. There it is. Read backwards if you can. God bless you. Take it as a life skill. Okay, so like to reconsider. Okay, and I might got a daughter living in Derby, Shanelle Campbell. Now, Shanelle Campbell is part of the targeting programme. In fact, she's a police informer, like most people that think the people involved are all different aspects of society. So I've seen sort of like, and what's worse thing is they involve the children. Okay, so there's an undercover police officer where you're going to see, and it involves his children. Okay, the main focus is, like I said, is child abuse, sex offences in general. Okay, one of the aspects, obviously, as well, is to get families involved in this. So they want to destroy society as we know it. Okay, my daughter, the relationship I have with my daughter, once the targeting started, told her, because the police were making inferences that they've taken a picture I had of my grandson at the time when he was younger, and you know when sort of kids sort of like 2 or 3 years old and sort of like in t-shirts or in their vest, and in pants, and there's a picture and the police got saying, yeah, that Sylvia's taken a picture of your grandchildren, of your grandson, and blah blah blah. So I told my daughter this. I told her about what was happening, and contact Derby police. And the reason why I won't go into now, but is my grandson's classed as being vulnerable, and any situation be contacted by the police or social services. My daughter never found out years on, and they didn't want to do this one. That she's like the fucking dog at number 30. She's a portal. 2, she's involved in the targeting programme. She's a police informer. There's quite a few of them. So like I say, this targeting programme is not just isolated to Birmingham. It's worldwide. There's a number of different people. So it's not just one type of person involved. But what they have in common is sexual deviance. Okay? Very strong sexual deviance in their characters. What I found out. Or they're just fucked up. Okay? So like the old police informers of yesteryear is gone. Okay, you get people just like spying on people, like the dog at number 30. The main focus of living there, moving here, was to fuck me up. Anyway, so I wrote this, and when I made the application to Derby, join their waiting list, I didn't mention my daughter at all. We have no contact. Energetically, I've broken the link because she has no contact. So even though, can you imagine this? Even though Ashanti being a fucking informer, and the creature beast, basically. One, she wants to go entity attachments, so she wants us to track her energies linked to the abyss. The same with all of them. They've linked the energy to an energy source that's not even connected to Earth. What's feeding off them is not good. Go back and look at me for posts and get my family to confirm this. So she's cut any links off she had with anything high energy portals, just so she can sort of wear nice clothes, get booze and weed and fucking fried chicken anyway. So this is the we have no contact, so I didn't include her in the application. I didn't mention any family connection at all. I just said that I moved. No, I was a registered for Derby for 30 odd years. I wanted to move back, clear the target, yes, to put me on. I spoke to different people because I could tell, literally, who I spoke to said, oh, tell by your accent that you're from Derby. I was on put on priority, clicking bloody houses and things, and caused by health conditions as well. Anyway, so I'll write back, say that the relationship between Miss Wilson and I have got a family connection, but it's broken down, blah blah blah. And Miss Zoe Drummond, bless her, she writes back saying, unfortunately, you have to have a close family connection. Okay. can't just be friends. Like I say, like I've got friends still that I'm in contact with. Okay, mainly on Facebook, but friends that I've contact with. And she told me, and this is why they give themselves away. People that are involved in this type of scheme. She told me. I want to read that. Okay, dear Miss Wilson, thank you for your email. Unfortunately, you are not eligible to join the Home Finder as you have no local connections to Derby. You must have lived in Derby, blah, blah, blah. If you feel you're at risk in your current accommodation, I would advise you to contact the police and housing provider. Alternatively, if you wish to move to Derby, I would advise you to look for private rented accommodation. Many thanks. And this is how they fuck themselves up and reveal who they are. Don't you see that? Keep still for a moment. I know it's backwards. I don't know why it's backwards. I don't know. Anyway, so I did write about my connecting with my daughter and blah blah blah, and she said, "No, I've got close friends in the area that can help me in this situation, even if it's just go for coffee." So I wrote back, and I asked my family as well to confirm if Zoe Drummond works at Derby Council is a creature beast, like I say, or you'll now call him creature beast, and replied back yes. So because loads of things have changed over the last few weeks, like I say, now I know I can spot a sex fucking offender a mile off. And their efforts, especially, and there's a senior little fucking midget, senior police officer who's involved in the targeting programme. He was a child molester, and asked my family to confirm. They did confirm it. Well, first I said, is he a rapist, a child rapist? My family said no. So I said, is he a child molester? And they said yes. And these, like I said, if you look to my post, you can hear the creature beast in the background, head fucking me, on and on. And they was like, see, he's not a, it's different, he's not a child rapist, he's molested, it's different. It's like the physical act of sex. This is how fucked up these creatures are, okay? What I'm going to do in the next post, there's loads of them, because I sort of like, I figured, and my instincts or abilities or insight, I should say, could spot a beast a mile off. I'm going to, first, because there's quite a few of them, first what I'm going to do, when my family sort of allows it, I'm going to film them, and I'm going to ask them if they are this person, whoever, I'm going to name them, like Hayley, or the new crime commissioner, Simon, is it Foster? There'd be everybody, all Dudley MPs, Dudley Council employees know what's going on, know this programme exists. What I'm going to say to you all now, you know that I was targeted because Paul Burgess is a rapist and they're protecting him. You know that. You know that he stalked me in the full acknowledgement of Pete Lowe. Peter Lowe is a local MP for this area, Lye MP, still. And he was head of Dudley County Council at the time this all started off. So he knows this. He knew that Paul Burgess used to stand outside my door, stalking me. They also know that it's got cameras in this, I don't know where they are, and put sort of cameras in my bedroom. I don't know. And I do mean Paul Burgess and Sylvia and that Brian, child molester at number 32, Brian Applelith. Anyway, get on about him at another time with confirmations from my family about what he is. Anyway, so they all know that they have cameras at me. I've got audio recordings for anybody if you feel brave enough, because I want to sort of get these audio recordings of when they've tried to break into my house when I was when I was meditating, and Paul Burgess with the key, and you can hear them in the background trying to break in, and Sylvia going, she's still meditating. So they must have cameras that sort of fuck themselves up. So you can hear what they're saying, and they know what I'm doing. So how do they know what I'm doing in my bedroom? Okay. So if anybody can show me how to, from a USB stick, get an audio out, because it's quite a long audio, not just of that, because I sort of do it over a long period of time. Each audio section, like a 7-hour one. Anyway, I want to put that in public remain, is that remain? Out into the open. And I want to put out in, I've got audio recording where they've stated the police are helping them, and the police, I mean, not just West Midlands police, as in undercover police officers, I mean RPCC, as it was then as well. I've got loads of recordings. If anybody is brave enough to fuck the beast in the areas, local beasts, do not be scared of them, to show me, because I want to get this out, I mean, on my recording, because they will lose them. Like I say, if anybody is aware of West Midlands collusion with sex offenders, you will know that this is going on. This is a long-term thing, and this is not just me. Anyway, Anyway, so yes, Zoe Drummond in Derby, she's involved. That's my family. To confirm that, and did confirm. Like I said, I will get my family on camera. And I don't know when they're going to they show up every day actually, but I don't know when they're going to allow me to film them. But in my next film, because there's loads of people involved, there's loads of information, I'm going to ask 3 important questions of everybody I'm going to name. 1, are they involved in the targeting programme? Next question I'm going to ask if they've got entity attachment, and next question I'm going to ask is, are they sexual deviants, if they're a child, infant, or adult rapist, or sex offender. Anyway, okay, got my head, I'm going to slowly go down. And they are, okay. The main focus of this is to isolate you, so we'll gaslight people. I've got so much information. I've got the companies involved. Like I said, they've done, because they've sort of are quite aware now. They've got additional information, especially about officers, senior police officers being involved. There was a child molester. They've cranked it right up the last few weeks, and I've got so much, and quite stupid as well. I've got so much different posts where they out themselves, where they even know what I'm doing. How would they know that? How would they know what I'm trying? Want to move to Derby? It was quite unusual. Okay. I was going to go into quite a few other things as well. So Zoe Drummond involved. It's not just doctor's surgery. Okay, I've made it clear. I've let it known that the reason I was picked because of being alone, and I was seen as an easy target. And one of the reasons I was seen as an easy target because I've got a health condition that's still not being treated correctly. The correct NICE or NICE guidelines haven't been applied to me. The doctor's surgery that involved is Lyme's Medical Centre in Lye High Street. In Lye High Street. Dr. Michael Price, Dr. Daniels, and then there's another doctor involved. I've recovered my medical notes, and there's so much lies, there's so much disinformation that they don't even cover themselves properly. I'm going to go into that as well. Okay, so there's going to be people that are being targeted that maybe you feel ill and you're not getting better. Okay, the doctors are dismissive. Dr. Daniels, each time I've told him, because I'm in pain constantly, constantly in pain, and it gets worse as more months to get. I'm constantly knackered. Dr. Daniels, every time, and I will actually play this at my next live. I might just put it in the recording and then I'll go live, and I'll say, no, we'll come to this link. Anyway, you can hear him laugh. He says, a woman in the 50s shouldn't be in pain. This is when I was 50. When I turned 51, and again, you shouldn't be in pain. Mind you, I've got arthritis, PBC, which is pain orientated. I've got arthritis for the last 20, 30 years, not being treated for it at all. And I'm going to show you my medical records, because my business is all out there. Like I say, And everybody involved, all the companies involved, know that they're targeting me. So when I say companies, Excel 2000, the window and door company, the one that turned the camera out. PA Exchange, the one that fucking actually caused the leaks in my radiators, in my bedroom, and in the kitchen. Loads of companies, every supermarket in the UK you can think of that have used are involved. And I say, Asda, they have fucked up so many times, so many things have gone wrong that it's illogical for it to go wrong without it being some kind of setup. It's logical for things to happen. And again, I'm going to do sort of different posts on about the different ways companies have revealed themselves, or if you are being targeted, if it's happening to you, you can go, haha. Asda is a really is a company that I know that's involved, that somebody else sort of made a post about it a couple of years ago, about their mother going into Asda about in the pharmacy section, and them apparently losing the prescription. It's only because people were there that saw her handed it in that finally relented and sort of said, oh yeah. But I'm going to go into the different areas and the different companies and what they've done. Like the next, I might go. It depends what happens, because I've moved surgeries, and the issues I've had with moving surgeries, the issues I've had were sort of after my first telephone consultation, because with COVID-19 going on. I read a post about COVID-19, wrong situation to be laughing at, and the post says, I've seen COVID-19 in the style of Come on Eileen. So I'm trying not to, when I say COVID-19, like I say all the time, I try not to do it in that style. Anyway. People are dying, sorry. Anyway. Yeah, so I'm going to go into the different organisations, like I'm going to different, because I've got so much information now, because they're so eager to headfuck me, to make me forget about the senior officer being a fucking beast, that everything come at once. So I've been deliveries from Asda, and Ocado has been fucked up. My appointments from doctors and everything they can do to try to get prescriptions on my last prescription, and they fucked up, and how they fucked themselves up and trying to fuck me up. Everything's been sort of like ramped up. How I've got recording of the dog at number 30 saying, well, hopefully she'll leave Derby soon. They don't want me to move. I want to make it clear they don't want. So what they say and what they actually mean, people that are being targeted will know that. They do it to headfuck you, they do it all to headfuck you. If they can move me somewhere surrounded by other undercover police officers and creature beast and people that they put in, they would do. Because Derby, because I know people, and the people sort of like know who I am, and because especially the link with my family, with the UFOs, people know that I'm not lying. It's going to be weird. Why would, I'm going to say this last part at the very end, why would UFOs or an intelligent life force lie about people being either having demons attached to them, being portals? So when you talk to them, they, like I said before with the dog at number 30, whoever she talks to goes in, the entity goes into her body, literally comes out of her chest and goes into the sort of head and chest area. That depends who they are, but mainly in the neck, chest. I'm just making shapes now, aren't I? Of the people that she's talking to. And the reason why it's not affecting me is because I find them fucking repulsive. Because I know what they are. If you've looked at my other post, and I said that there's a difference between original humans and there's non-humans, and I've stated, look at my other post where my family confirmed this, that Patrick Haley is a subhuman. There's people involved in this that have no consciousness, they have no higher self, so they get the kicks out of lower energetic things, so sex, food, drugs, etc. Okay, and that's the reason they can't break me. People wondering, that's part of this, who knows about this. The reason you fuckwits can't break me, one is that you revolt me and I reject it. They wanted me to be scared of them. At the very beginning, that was their aim, was me to be scared, for me to question my own reality, to be absolutely terrified of them. They had no inclination, they had no idea how much I despise sex offenders. And I thought, okay, it's just me, and I don't give a fuck how many policemen were protecting that beast, Paul Burgess. I'm not going to drop this, okay? This has increased, obviously, as time's gone, especially over the last month, when I will name and I will give a description of sex offenders involved. I've got at least about 10, double figures, and there's people involved that, like I say, the woman in the red coat, she's a beast, she's a child molester, okay? The guy walking his dog, and my family confirmed it, he's a child molester. The woman in the red coat, I'll get my family to confirm. So I won't say any more now, but when you see me or next post with my family, all I'm going to be doing is get my family to confirm, like the issues I've previously stated. If they're involved in targeting, if they've got entity attachment, and if they're a beast, okay? Because of my work I've done, and because just generally who I am, and I'm not scared of beasts. I've worked with them, and they don't scare me. Different types of beasts. I find them fucking repulsive. So I find anybody that's part of this targeting program, because they all know, the companies know. If you want to know why I'm not breaking, this is one of the reasons why. It's because they fucking repulse me. You beast, repulse me. You're a nonsense bitch. At the end of the fucking day, you've shown yourself to be what you are. I can't tell you the amount of fucking delivery men and PH Jones employees who've tried to fucking eyeball me out, stare me down. You're a fucking beast, mate. You are a fucking beast. At the very minimum, you're a nonsense bitch, and you know you are. At the very fucking minimum. And now I'm going to say to you all that are involved, you know now, I'm telling you, and you know now that there's child molesters, there's infant rapists, and there's adult rapists that are involved in this program, that are doing it now, that are sex offending now. And you know, because you would have been told by your fucking creature beasts that are watching me, that I've asked my family. And my family is going to confirm, okay, all the aliens or the UFO are going to confirm that the core of this program is infant, child and adult rape. And that's why I'm going to name every company. That's why, with my family sort of confirming it, I'm going to name the people involved and the companies involved. The reason why the beast at number 30 can't get through, so like I say, it's just a portal. Entities come from hell or abyss. I say the abyss, it's hell. If you want to, I don't know why I did that. I don't know why. So fucked up. And because the Freemasons involved, they used occult, black occult, hidden knowledge, dark magic,